Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2021. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month without a doubt. Now, it is going to be over the course of this month that fully 4 planets are going to go direct. And that means for all of us out there, with these big planets changing directions, there's going to be a sense of truth and forward momentum that starts to set in more and more as we navigate further. Now, for you, fully 3 of these 4 planets are moving through what astrologers call work-related parts of the sky. It is going to be Jupiter and Saturn going direct at the very top of your sky, having to do with career, and Mercury going direct in a part of the sky that has to do with your daily life, including your work life, which means that it is these very areas that are going to feel as if they are finally moving forward on a key matter. Whether that is in terms of new opportunity, whether that is in terms of projects having the impact that you want, or whether it is in terms of changes that you've been hoping for. It is going to be this forward momentum that helps you to understand what it is that you want to do, what it is that feels rewarding to do, and what it is that feels in alignment with something bigger and better than you've known before. But we've got important lunar activity playing out this month as well. And this particular lunar activity, well, it's going to be felt that much more closely. And it is highlighting, on the one hand, the new moon, the daily part of your sky, but it is the full moon that takes place late this month that is decidedly much more quiet. So let's talk about some of these important lunar energies. Let's start with the new moon that takes place on the 6th. This new moon is happening hand in hand with Mars in the sky. So there is this sense of urgency and determination. It is across the sky from Chiron. So there is also a sense of vulnerability and openness as well, even when it's hard. Now, I will invite you to be a little bit mindful, because with this energy, and considering that Mercury will be retrograde in the same part of the sky, misunderstandings with people like clients, customers, coworkers, immediate supervisors becomes just a little bit more likely. And it is those particular misunderstandings that can lend themselves to difficult feelings, difficult emotions, especially under a sky like this. So to the best of your ability, strive to be patient with others and with yourself as well. And I'm so sorry to say, but it does happen. But if you know that you are in certain work-related alliances that maybe don't have that measure of mutual respect, that maybe feel toxic at times, well, some of that tendency may spike up a little bit under the light of this new moon. But the opportunity here is for you to see things differently, more deeply, with a greater depth of understanding. Now, whether it is that depth of understanding lends itself to you deciding that you are going to move in a different direction, that you are going to start to do what you need to do to put things into place so that you are no longer in a situation like this, or whether that new understanding is a sense of being able to express yourself and communicate, and even when it's hard, at least try to find a new understanding with this person. Well, these are some possible scenarios that could come up at this time. Now, the other way that this energy can play out, though, as well, is a determination to do your own work well in a way that could end up really stressing you out. So make sure you're kind and gentle to yourself, especially under the light of this new moon. If new opportunities do come up, they have the potential there to have you look within yourself to see what you feel about what you believe about yourself, whether or not this is an opportunity worth taking or not. These can be some of the questions that do arise. But if there are new work-related opportunities, remember, with Mercury retrograde, what you think it is and what it actually is may end up being 2 very different things. Now, this part of the sky also connects you to how well you take care of yourself on a health level. And so here is the opportunity for you to look at where it is that you want meaningful healing, where it is you want meaningful change. If it is that you're getting certain health-related advice that doesn't sit right with you, well, here is also the opportunity for you to pursue avenues that maybe do feel like a better fit. The thing to remember here is that Mercury is retrograde, which means that sometimes what seems one way could actually end up being something very different. Misdiagnoses become possible here as well. So just pace yourself. Mercury does go direct in the middle of the month, right around the 17th. And so from the time of the new moon, and of course from the time that Mercury goes direct, there is not a whole lot of time. So if it's something where you have a little bit of space, then yes, I would say strive to do those tests a little bit later in the month. However, if it is that it has to be done, then of course you have to trust your life and do what's in front of you to do. Now, as we navigate later in the month, on the 20th, we will have this month's full moon. Now, this full moon takes place in the sign just before yours. And this part of the sky has to do with what is happening on levels of soul and psyche and spirit. It also has to do with what's happening on karmic levels, closing karmic ties, ending karmic chapters, knowing what has served its purpose in your life. Now, the real exciting thing about this energy, though, is that this is going to set the stage for the full moon that's going to happen in your sign next month. And so right around the corner, we have this time of power and purpose that is going to be very much on the surface for you. And I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. But before we get you there to that real sense of truth and change in a way that feels empowering and strengthening, you may have to have a moment now of accepting where space needs to be created for that new and next to find you. What we have here is a full moon that is speaking in harmony with Jupiter. That's wonderful because that is about faith. That is about belief, knowing that what is for you is going to be for you and having faith in that. However, we've also got a difficult alignment with Pluto happening to this full moon as well, which means that some of what comes to closure may have you feeling powerless in some way. It may not necessarily be of your own choosing, and yet you will still find wisdom within it. You'll find a way to navigate this time, and you'll find a way to come out that much more for the better. That is the promise of that harmonious Jupiter alignment. That is happening under the light of this full moon. Remember, by the time we get to this full moon, we have got all these planets starting to move forward one after the other. The 4 planets that have to move forward this month, well, they will all be forward by then. And so there's this real sense of forward momentum, of progress, of understanding. And if that means allowing healthy closures to take place, then that can feed into the bright new beginnings up ahead. Now, where it comes to matters of love, a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. It is going to be next month that we are going to have a new moon in your opposite sign, one of these high point moments in the context of love. For this month, the first week of the month, Venus continues to move through your opposite sign. This can be a very sensual energy to begin the month with. But once we get to the 7th and Venus changes signs, that is when Venus moves into a very consequential and authentic part of your sky. And just like it sounds, it's like you want a love that is authentic, that you can feel deeply. Something superficial just isn't going to work for you. It just isn't going to cut it. Now, for those of you open to meeting someone new, this position of Venus moving into a very consequential part of your sky, well, it does suggest that there may very well be very powerful attractions to other people that feel fated in some way, that feel like they serve as catalysts for even bigger changes. Now, whether or not things play out in terms of long-term potential with these people, there is the sense of you feeling as if you are coming to a depth of understanding about yourself that allows you to be open to greater love than you've known before. The superficial just isn't going to cut it for you with energy like this. Now, for those of you just starting to date somebody, I feel like this energy this month is moment of truth time, being really honest with yourself about what it is within you that feels drawn to this person. There might be an increase of intimacy that takes place as well. But for all this, you are driven by the desire for something real, something authentic. And if you don't feel that it's here, you are going to start to be more honest with yourself about that. And for those of you in an established bond, this is a powerful time. Given where Venus is moving, this could be good for your partner's income. In a general way, this does suggest some sort of financial blessing for your partner. But for all that, there's also a sense of wanting to be known more deeply, opportunities to be more vulnerable to each other. And that can help fortify the bond. Now, for the very small percentage of you out there, if you know you're not in the right relationship for you, well, given where Venus is moving, it is going to be this placement that helps you get more deeply honest with yourself about that. What I love about this week for you, well, look, there's a lot here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological time. It is one of these shining example moments that I think can actually be very exciting and a whole lot of fun. And that really is because of all these planets moving forward now. This very powerful forward momentum does indicate that in many ways, you and the people around you feel as if they are moving forward as well. And that where life was stagnant, now it starts to gain momentum. For you, most of this very powerful forward momentum is going to happen where it comes to your career, where it comes to your work, and where it is that you were hoping to align with legacy. Well, now you start to see it reveal itself more fully. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month. With choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. At NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, you get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week for each and every sign. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to future Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Link is in the description below. I look forward to meeting you there. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.